G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 10 of my cold dual-wielding Reaper playthrough. Now, last episode we got through the majority of the city of Malmouth. As you can see here, I still have the quest for killing Theoden, and we will get into that. However, there's a couple things I want to cover first. Firstly, off-screen I did some more, not really farming, but let's just say I looked for the Reaper and I killed him a couple of times. So I'm level 55. And I've got some skill points here. I'm going to put them 1 point into Nightfall. This just gives you a little bit of an AoE attack on your Shadow Strike. So now when I Shadow Strike to something, it will do some extra cold damage in an AoE, it will steal some health, and it will have a chance to crowd control some enemies, which is pretty good. The other point is going to go back into Spectral Binding here. I like having more health, I like having more Aether damage, and I like having more offensive ability, so this is all good stuff. And at this point, we pretty much have everything under control. I did the maths earlier. I believe I'm at 107% chance to trigger any of these weapon pull skills, but they're all one-pointers, so if I take any points out, I'm going to be losing at least 15% chance to trigger, which will put me below 100%, so I'm just going to leave them at one point and call that done. So next up, we'll be heading for, I think, Soul Harvest and Mark of Torment, and then after that, we'll be getting Harbinger of Souls. So that's what's going on for skill points. Also, level 55 means I've got a whole bunch of gear changes to do, and we're going to do that first. The other thing to note is that the rovers are at Honored here, and let me just double check, but yeah, I don't think any of the others are at Honored. Barahome is at Nemesis. I believe it was 295th Street asked in the comments of the previous episode, you know, you've killed him a few times, are you at Nemesis? Yes, I am. So, that's where we're up to with that. Now, as far as the gear goes, that's the writ from the Rovers. I picked out these two swords. Now, if I hold control here, we've got plus 800 and then plus 700, and then I did have this third one, but I think the lack of attack speed on this one is just too big of a downside for it to be made up for with that Ring of Rimefire. So, I mean, Glacial of Frostbite is better than Glacial of the Aether, but these Frostborn and Chilled of Alacrity are just better. So let's just swap those over. They're going to be nice, easy changes. And I have these Winterbloom powders, which I should have had on the previous ones, but honestly, the bonus is not that big. Like if we go down here, cold. I mean, it's another what, 9% actual effective damage increase. So it's not nothing, but it's also not huge. So let's just chuck those on there. I'll get the components back off these in a second. I want to go through the other gear as well. I know I already mentioned some of this stuff, but I'm going to go through it anyway. Overseers here is important because Overseers gives you armor absorption and physical resistance, which are both really good. So if you have a look at my armor absorption here, I'm at 98%, and this will give me another 21%, which means I can actually take a scaled hide off of one of my pieces of armor because I'm wearing this helmet with the Overseer's prefix. So I am going to do that. Obviously, it's a higher level item. It's got more armor. It's got better everything, just in general. So we're going to do that. Also, this is the medal that I farmed up, I think, back in episode 7 or something. It's been a while. It's been sitting in my inventory for a while, waiting, ready to go. Plus 3 to Shadow Dance is really, really nice. The cold damage, this is 100% additional cold damage. And we go from 477 to 519, so it's actually not that huge. Why is that not so big? Oh, that's why. A lot of it's actually contingent upon Pneumatic Burst being active. But that's a nice little increase as well. And then the last, or I guess the third last, because I want to talk about these as well. But I found this while I was hunting around for the Reaper in between episodes. And this is really, really nice. So the Ice Spike proc is kind of, you know, it's whatever. The ice spike is nice. It's extra cold damage. But of the Winter Storm is elemental resistance and also +2 to Night's Chill, which is this one here. This is our resistance shredding aura. And getting this up to 20 out of 10 is probably the largest increase to damage that I can get. So I'm going to put that on as well. Now, with these boots, I absolutely could use these boots. I would lose poison and acid resistance, but I'm well over the cap anyway. I would lose 2% elemental resistance, which I would be very surprised if that matters. No, it doesn't. So I could absolutely swap these in. I would gain physical resistance, I would gain armor, I would actually gain movement speed and health, but I would lose 2 points in Night's Chill, and, I mean, technically that Ice Spike proc is kind of nice as well. So I'm actually not going to make that change. I'm going to prioritize the +2 to Night's Chill. I know I say all the time that armor is very important, physical resistance is very important as well. I should wear these boots, but I'm not going to. And then same for these shoulders. 4% physical resistance is a pretty big deal, and an extra 100 armor is also quite nice. But this is another thing that I'm not going to do. So we're pretty much going to sell all that and melt all of these for the components. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll have a look at kind of how all this stacks up, shall we say. The other thing as well is, assuming I didn't reset the vendor, I do have these pants as well. So if I find that I need pierce, poison, or bleeding resistance, I'm happy to swap these in. This is actually probably a pretty big upgrade for the hulking leg guards. You know what? I'm doing it. There we go. Oh, actually, can I do that? 13% Aether resistance. We're going to add 16 back on from that component, so okay, never mind. We're not doing that. Never mind. Abort. Abort. Okay. So we're keeping add-ons. We're keeping add-ons. Keep the add-ons. Keep that add-on as well, and we're going to keep that add-on. So, Aether Soul I am going to keep. Yep. Runestone, I am not going to wear this. I would have to destroy this very soon because we are going into the Ancient Grove this episode, and I will be getting a Prismatic Diamond component, which will be going on my helmet, so you know what? We'll put it on there for now. We do have to kill Theoden, and he does Aether damage, so that's fine. The other thing was I'm going to keep the item here. There we go. So, Cold Stones, good stuff. And chuck that on the shoulders. And yes, I will need another one. We'll also be a little bit under-capped for Vitality resistance, which is not good considering... well, let's get this done first, and then we'll discuss why that's really not good. Okay, so Pierce, Bleeding, that's all capped. We are a little bit under on Vitality. And the reason why that's not good is... Hang on. Do I have... I mean, I could use... Yeah, I could use a Vitality Potion. I'm going to risk it. There is no biscuit, but I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Alright. I have pre-prepared this rift. So let's go through here. And you'll notice immediately on the map is a giant skull. This is the Reaper of the Lost. This is the Barrowhome Nemesis monster. And he does, among other things, a lot of vitality, bleeding, and piercing damage. So, what does this mean? It means I'm taking on a Nemesis boss without capped resistances, which ordinarily I'd say don't do this. This is a really bad idea. You are taking, or I would be in this case, taking 35% more damage than I need to be taking because this isn't capped. And that is absolutely true. But I killed him earlier with 73% and it was fine, so I'm just going to do it. Before we do that, I am going to put 5 more points in Spirit. So let's just bring this up to an even 10. Because we are doing non-physical damage as our main damage type, Spirit is actually scaling our damage. Cunning only scales physical and internal trauma. So even bleeding and piercing is scaled by spirit, as far as I'm aware. If I'm wrong on that, make sure you yell at me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Regardless, cunning is for... actually, you know what? I can see it right there. Bonus pierce damage. So physical damage, which is going to include internal trauma, and pierce damage. So it looks like bleed is included in magical. Regardless, cold damage is absolutely 100%, no doubt at all, included in magical damage. So is Aether, so is Vitality, so is all the elemental stuff. And Chaos. So Cunning, I'm only using that. We get a bit of offensive ability. We get the ability to use our swords. We need, like, I think it's 492 Cunning for the level 94 Malkadar's Dreadblades. So we will maybe need to put some more points here at some point. But for now, Spirit and Physique. And we are done. So, let's actually chuck that on there as well so I can have my other movement skill back. Let's go kill the Reaper, because, honestly, he's not that scary. There we go. I'm going to kill his friends first. Also, this is a good way to build up stacks of the Troll Rage. And we're going to spread Ill Omen all over the place. And as you can see, as long as he doesn't have any healers with him, and I mean, he does lifesteal, but as long as he doesn't have any healers around to heal him, he's just going to die. It's going to take a little while because we don't do a huge amount of damage, but there we go. Reaper's Leg Guards. Alright, we have some new pants. It sucks that I'm going to be losing the physical resistance and uncapping my Aether resistance, but I'm also just going to do it. +3 to Blade Spirit is kind of whatever. +3 to Soul Harvest is really good. And we do actually have a meaningful amount of Aether damage here as well. I mean, it's not cold damage, but it's pretty good for Aether damage. Those gloves... I am tempted to replace the Touch of the Ever-Living Grove as well. I did have a set of Imperial Handguards, I think it was. Stone Guard, or Stone Hide, which would be Poison, Pierce, and Bleeding Resist. So there we go. We're going to have all of our resistances capped except for Aether, so I'm going to use an Aether Potion when I go and fight Theoden. And in fact, that is going to be next up on the list of things to do. So give me that add-on back. And there we go. All of our resistances are fine, except for Aether. So, do I have an Aether resistance potion, actually? I can craft one if I need to, but let's just see if I have one already. I do not. I don't think I'm going to need the Royal Jelly stuff either, but you know what? 2%, I don't care. Let's just go kill Theoden. So, we've got +3 to Blade Spirit, which actually, I just killed the Nemesis without the Blade Spirits active. But going from 2 points to 5 points is just extra damage on these, and honestly, don't really care so much about that, but having 4 skill points in Soul Harvest already before we get to it is pretty big. That's going to be, what, 8 or 9 levels before we get to that point, but yeah, Soul Harvest is going to be really good once we get there. So to fight Theoden, I'm just thinking if there's anything else I need to do before I go in there. I don't think there is. What I might do is vendor all this and check for crystals. If you ever need crystals, you can actually buy one pretty much every time you come here from Hiram, and it's not a bad idea. Very suspicious for a man who was hiding amongst the ethereals earlier. Okay, we are going to do this quest, but I don't need to pick it up in order to do it. So, back to the Crown Hill. And I've already been through here. I've done all of the vents. Now all we have left to do really is to actually kill Theoden. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm kind of not expecting any issues here. We do plenty of damage. And realistically, we have enough lifesteal combined with high damage that we can probably just kill him. In fact, I'll be very surprised if we can't just stand in front of him, dodge absolutely nothing, and just stab him until he's dead. Which, I know that sounds like something a psychopath would say, but, well, you know, murder hobo, main character, and all that. There we go. Valexteria, not expecting any issues from her either. Do the Sunder thing, go on. Just die then. Oh, she hit the building. That's another good reason to stand near the walls. She will actually meteor the walls instead of you sometimes. It's kind of hard to make sure it happens, but if you're standing near a wall, there's a pretty good chance. Did I grab that lore note? Probably did already. Yeah, I did. Okay. The other great thing about having double Shadow Strike movement skills, or, you know, actual Shadow Strike and then a Shadow Strike clone, the really good thing about it is you can get through this area, the infestation, amazingly quickly. You just chain these back to back to back, and, okay, this fat guy's in the way. But once you know where you're going, you can just chain back-to-back move skills and get through here very quickly. When I was doing the Krieg's farm for my Death Knight series, I did pretty much this exact same thing, except obviously with Blitz instead of Shadow Strike. But either one will be fine. If you don't have those skills because, you know, you're playing a different character without a move skill, for example, even just having the one from the movement rune is still pretty good. Alright, the Fleshworks is a little...
To think that you could enter my domain, my kingdom, and topple my greatest creation.
Okay, I think he's done. The Fleshworks here has a little bit more going on than the infestation. So there's interesting stuff up here, there's interesting stuff down here, and obviously there's the entry to the boss room. So we're going to head up and to the left here, or northwest for people who prefer cardinal directions. And yeah, I don't need to kill any of this, but I kind of just feel like it. Here's the boss door, and this is where Krieg lives. So you can't actually apparently kill an ethereal, although I think he's probably actually dead at this point. I'm pretty sure I did just stop him. He doesn't come back, we never see him again. But yeah, this is where Krieg lives, and we're going to destroy the womb, as it were. And if you look at the walls, yeah, he's doing some pretty sick stuff here. So anyway, he's dead, which is nice. So that's the interesting stuff in the top left. The interesting stuff in the top right, which is where we're heading now, is obviously going to be the entry to the boss room for the final boss of this expansion, which we actually have to kill 2 Guardians of the Sanctum of Flesh, one of which is probably going to be, I was going to say probably be here, but no, he isn't. That's alright, we will hunt them down. They're both in this area somewhere, there's one of them. There we go. Put ill omen on him, that's going to spread. We're shooting out cold bolts all over the place. Okay, 1 down, 1 to go. We are going to head down here. Usually the second one is on this platform. Doesn't look like he is this time. But we do have Noxra Dread or something. I didn't actually catch the name. Alright, there we go. We have some loot here, actually, hidden in the walls, which you do have to kill the wall twice to get in here. Unfortunately, the loot's not very good for this build, but you can get some nice stuff in there. And the other thing is Hagarond here. Now, Hagarond is kind of a quest thread that never went anywhere. You can fight him, you can free him, we don't know the consequences for either because the quest is kind of just unfinished. This is it. So why should we believe you? And I'm just going to let him go. Nothing happens if you kill him, as far as I'm aware. And nothing happens if you let him go either. He's just kind of there. Hopefully that's going to be something they'll finish in Fangs of Astrakhan. So all that's left now is to kind of run around and find the other Guardian, which, if you're an ultimate and you have Nemesis status, this is a little bit dangerous, but we're on Veteran and we don't have Nemesis, so here we are. Alright, here's Hagelvar, the Bonemonger. We already killed his friend. There we go. We now have access to the boss. Theoden is now able to be fought. Now, I'm, like I said, not expecting this to be particularly difficult. I'm fully expecting to just walk in and kill him, so let's just go do that. If this was Ultimate, I would absolutely use a potion, but on Veteran, 2% Aether Resistance is not going to kill you. The other ones you want to check is, I think he does some lightning as well, but it's mostly Aether damage. We've got pretty good Aether resistance. Fizz Res is about 26% higher than I would normally have at this point in the game. So we're looking good. We've got a heal proc here, we've got a heal proc here, we've got a heal button here. I mean, we're going to be fine. So, here we go. First phase, he's kind of stuck to the wall. So let's just wait for that. There we go. We jump in. Keep Ill Omen on cooldown. And every time I use Ill Omen, I follow it up with Amarasta's Blade Burst, and otherwise I just hold left click. He's going to die, so let's dodge these. Second phase, he's going to crawl off of the wall. He's also going to bring some friends down at some point. Usually I think it's the second phase. Alright, there he is. Ill Omen, Amarasta's, hold left mouse button. And he's going to die. My interference ends in one more phase, actually. Alright, so here comes phase 3. Same deal. When he jumps up into the air, you can evade away. Up to you if you want to bother doing that. Probably should dodge that. Doesn't appear to have mattered. Evade away. Shadow Strike back in. Down he goes. Easy. Alright, so we've got 3 different chests here. The Master's Collection, I'm assuming, is the one-shot chest. As with all of the other Act bosses, you get an extra chest the first time you kill him. I'm pretty sure this one is the one that will not be here next time if we kill him again. But whichever one it is, next time we kill him, I mean, I probably never will on this difficulty, but if I did come back and kill him again, I would only get 2 of those. So there you go. Act boss defeated by character build. Didn't really need to dodge anything, although, I mean, I did dodge the Sunder in the 3rd form, but I'm confident I could have just stood there and tanked that. Alright. Before I do any of these quest-related things, let's empty our inventory here. Weeping Ruby, no, none of that. I should check these gloves, actually. That's not bad. Tempest of Alacrity is quite good, and it has some bleeding res on it as well. I'm really tempted by this. The 10% attack speed, we are not capped. I think we're around 150%. Where's my attack speed? There, it's 155, so it's actually really good. The 3% offensive ability is, I mean, it would be quite welcome. That one's not so good. Shrewd of the Untamed is useless. Ideally, I would want a triple rare pair of gloves, which, I mean, it's not going to happen, but I think the armor on this is the reason why I'm not going to use it. I think halving my armor, well, what is that, 7/10 or 6/10 or whatever. But that's a big drop in armor, so I think I'm not going to use those. But it would be a very, very nice affix set, I guess we'll call it. Alright, we've got some quest turn-ins to do, so let's chuck the quest turn-in stuff on. This is the Black Iron Docks, which we are going to do. And we've just picked up the Black Scourge, which is completely useless for us. It is a Chaos Pet weapon. Does look cool, but yeah, I'm not going to use that. So, let's chuck these back on. Put the Lucar's set we have at home back over here. And, I mean, I think I'm just going to sell that. So we do have the quest for the Black Iron Docks now. I'll go and pick up Yvonne's quest as well. We'll go ahead and do that. I mentioned in the Spellbreaker playthrough that I'm also doing that that I don't really fully kind of understand this quest, and it's not really that I don't understand it. It's more that I don't do it very often, and so I forget things in between times I do it, because I'm going to do it now, and we're going to show you the double reward method. But honestly, I almost don't want to do it just because it's a lot of extra running around for some green items, honestly. So I'm going to show it, and you can make up your mind if it's something you want to bother with. I probably won't bother with it sort of from here on out, but it's not a bad thing to do, I'm just lazy. That's basically what it comes down to. Also, every time I don't blow that up, I end up wanting to use the little walkway. So here we are. I would have preferred to use the little walkway, but I didn't blow it up, so guess who's taking the scenic route? That's right, it's me. So this is Yvonne's little hideaway, but we don't know that yet. Actually, what I should be doing, I should go from Crown Hill, because then we can hit Yvonne's little stash on the way. So yeah, I should have done this. I should have done it this way. That's alright, we'll do it this way. We can change where we go, and it'll be fine. And where is it? It's up here somewhere. I think it's in this house. Pretty sure it's in this house. Yeah, there it is. Alright, we can skip a lot of this stuff. Here's the chest we want. Yvonne's memory. It's a fancy way of saying she wrote herself a note. Also, the whirly boys went away when I changed my gear, so that's going to be very, very irritating every time I want to turn in a quest and get extra XP. Which, realistically, I don't need to be doing. Right. You are made out of Aether Crystals usually. Not this time, but usually. And we are heading over here. So, Black Iron Docks, always in the same place, obviously. And always miles away from anything. Which is... oh, it is what it is. Okay. You are made out of reputation and loot, so we'll kill you. Boots of the Winter Storm. Ancient Boots of the Winter Storm. That's more armor. That is different resistances that I don't really care about. I am watching my health bar when I'm doing this, but still shouldn't be doing it. Ancient is going to be the increased armor, which I like. Or the armor percentage. Don't care about the fire percent. Yeah, let's chuck them on. And is that a Mark of the Traveler? It is beautiful. We did just gain an extra, 300 damage on the Ice Spike proc, as well as different resistances, so pretty happy about that. There's another double rare, back to back. This is very strange. This one, however, is not going to be one that I use, unless I misread it. No, it was a Wraithbound of the Flamecaller. So, yeah, no thank you. Right. Just keep clearing through here. We are going to not fight Old Mate. So I came up here to see if Fleshweaver... is it Haraxis? I think it's Haraxis. See if he was in, but he's out for the evening. So we're not going to kill him. Mostly because he's not here. I mean, I totally would kill him, but it's hard to kill someone when you can't find him. Okay, Black Iron Docks. The whole point of this place is just murder everything. So we're going to, yeah, we're just going to do that. just going to murder everything. I'm going to turn the loot off at this point as well. I probably should wait until we actually get to the section with the waves, but I'm just going to do it here. There we go. And here is where we get the waves. So the objective here, like I said, is just murder everything, and we're going to have, I think it's 6 waves, but it might be 5. Regardless of the exact number, there's a bunch of ethereals coming, and we're just going to kill them all. I think the last wave has the arcane hero in it. But whichever wave it is, we'll be prioritizing the arcane boss. It's not this wave. Where are we? There he is. Arcanus. I'm pretty sure was also involved in StarCraft 2, and StarCraft 1 for that matter. But he wasn't quite so powerful in those games. Right, Berserker's Cowl, no, and the rest of this stuff is also kind of a no, so we're done there. We do have Yvonne's note, and the way you do this, from what I understand, is you run to Yvonne's little stash, you open the door, then you go turn the quest in, and then you can leave town, come back, get your, basically an exalted stash for not stealing her stuff, and then you already opened the door to her stash, so you just go get her stash as well. So I'm going to do that, I'm going to show that, and then I'm going to tell you that I don't care that much. This is a lot of extra running for what I expect to be basically green items. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe there is a chest in there that guarantees you a blue or a purple or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's just green items. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll find out. I could be wrong. Stranger things have happened. So in this fort entrance here, you have a hidden doorway, which is just over here in this corner. So here is the loose torch. You pop that. And this door here, nope, it's this one here. It's one of these. This opens up, and you can go in, and you can raid the place, etc. I haven't actually done the quest this way in the past, so I may have just gypped myself out of the stash here by opening that door, but we'll see. So we'll tell her. Okay, yep, we return the note. Yes, it's directions. Directions to what I lost. What did you lose? She doesn't know. Okay, good luck. So let's just go for a little bit of a walk in the Gloomwald. Why the Gloomwald? No reason. I'm just going to run over here and talk to this merchant, empty my inventory, and that should be enough, I think. That should be long enough. So now we can go back here, and there should be an exalted stash. Just hanging out, just chilling. I don't remember where it's supposed to be. Was it down there? I forget. We'll find it. Here it is, Yvonne's gift. So we did get a blue. I don't know if that's a guaranteed thing. If this is basically an exalted stash, then it would be guaranteed. But now, because I cleared my rift because I'm an idiot, we're going to go make that same run again. This part of the running, this is because I'm silly, not because you have to do it. So this part is entirely skippable, but even so, it is still a decent bit of running. I mean, exalted stash guaranteed blue or better. So maybe you get something nice out of it, but I still think it's too much effort. But here we are. And in we go. So now we can get both of the rewards, basically. We come in here. We go back over to the door that we already opened. This is no longer highlighted. I'm not sure if that's because we don't have the quest, or if it's because we've already opened the door. But either way, we can go in here, and there'll be a whole bunch of chests. And a very long loading screen, which is quite strange, because there's not much in here. Here we go. Yvonne's stash. Okay, we've got a pistol. What else we got? A couple more greens. That's 4 greens, which is not bad. Anything over here? I'm not seeing any glowy things. What else we got? There's another stash. Here's another stash. Here's a third one. So we're getting a decent number of greens. None of these are particularly amazing. Maybe there'll be something nice at the end here. A gun and a pair of boots, or pair of pants, sorry. Which, I mean, the pants are not horrible. They're not great either, but they're not horrible. Anyhow, that's that quest. That's how you can get double the rewards, and I gotta admit, I kind of don't care. I might just give her a note back from now on to get the Exalted stash. Though granted, this is a lot of bits worth of junk. So 680,000 becomes 20,000 bits. Yeah, it's alright. It's okay. Okay, Black Iron Docks are done. What else can we do? We can go and grind some more reputation because she doesn't trust us enough for the Honored quest just yet. Which is fine. I mean, can't really complain. Alright. So we are done with Ashes of Malmouth at this point. All of the quests until we get some more reputation are complete. So the only other thing I wanted to cover this episode is actually the Ancient Grove, and then we'll probably start Forgotten Gods next episode. I'm going to more or less beeline at this point for Mark of Torment and Soul Harvest, and once we get there, it'll be happy days, but until then it's going to be boring days of just pumping the bar. Okay. So, the Ancient Grove, there's a couple things in the Ancient Grove that I want to get. And the first, and obviously most obvious, one of those things is the Shard of Baronath, which is a component that goes on your weapon, and it will give us a better default attack replacer than Troll Rage. So I do want to get my hands on that. The other thing in there that I want to get my hands on is the blueprint for the Prismatic Diamond, which is the helmet component that I was talking about earlier. And the other reason to go in there is it's a merchant who has a resettable inventory and sells monster infrequent rings, and actually a lot of them. So I do have some decent rings here. The Harmonious Goddess of Celerity, the Liches of Protection there. Those are kind of good. But maybe we can find some better rings from this merchant. And since I'm going to be probably resetting it a few times to get the blueprints I need, I will also be checking the rings as well. So maybe we can get some nice rings. Now I've just hit respected with the Coven, so they've just got a quest for me to kill the Wraiths, but I'm already kind of too far away from that. I'll probably do it at the end, or after we're done in here. So, Ancient Groves, couple things in there. There's the Merchant, there's a Devotion Shrine before we get to the Skeleton Key part of it. And there's this quest at the front here from the Avatar of Mogdrogan. So we're going to accept this quest. I will deal with your problem. The reason we accept it is because he gives us a Skeleton Key. So this is our key to get into the actual dungeon part of this. If you're on softcore, I'd say try to finish the dungeon. If you're on hardcore, I'd say attempt at your own risk, because Gargle Balls is a little bit rippy. Especially for leveling characters, I would say probably a good chance that you die. Especially if you don't know exactly what he does, and even if you do know exactly what he does, his volcanoes are not to be trifled with. So you can see the devotion shrine up there on the map. That's kind of where I'm heading. There's also, where is it? Is it here? There's also loot in the walls here. There it is. Which, if you move the camera around, you can see it there. It's hidden spoils. To zoom right in like that, it's keypad 1 or number pad 1 by default, and then number pad 2 and 3 will cause it to reset to maximum zoom facing north. So that's how I do that. Okay, we've got some manticores here. Hopefully they'll have some eyeballs, because there's a relic I want to make after this that needs 3 eyeballs, so we're going to be doing a little bit of farming after this, I think. Maybe go kill Mogara a time or 3. But we'll just kill this, we'll get our devotion point, and our devotion point's going to go into, I think we're doing the, is it the Panther? Yeah. So we're going to finish the Panther, then we're going to do a little bit of respecking, but that's a problem for future Picus. Okay, we're going to go deeper. There's a few things to discuss before we open the skeleton key door, but the first one is, before you go in, make sure you have some bits. If you go in here with like 20,000 bits, you're going to have a very bad time, because I think the blueprints we're going in here to buy, between them is probably somewhere around 100,000 bits. And then if you're interested in buying, or at least looking at any of the rings, you're probably going to want to have another 200 to 300. If you somehow manage to get extremely lucky and find a triple rare MI ring that you just, it's perfect for your build or whatever, but you've only got 100,000 bits, you're not going to be able to buy it. So when you're clearing through here, just keep that in mind. I've got 700,000. I haven't really been spending as much as, for example, on the Spellbinder that I'm also playing at the moment. But yeah, you will need some iron bits. Also over here, there's some loot behind the walls. Sometimes it looks like it's doing it again. Sometimes I can't get this open. I don't know why it opened this time, and it didn't the last time I did this. But sometimes I just can't get that to open. Chains of the Hungering Void and Rune Carved is pretty good. Rune Carved gives you a bunch of elemental stuff. Of Spines is complete garbage. Chains of the Hungering Void, obviously no good for us. We're going to more than likely keep this belt until we get to the end of Forgotten Gods, and we'll farm up a good gargoyle belt. Okay, so we're nearly at the door here. We may have just grabbed the boss. Where is he? Am I in the right place? I think I'm... Yeah, I'm in the wrong place in my head. I was thinking I was way closer to the door than I am. So this is where I thought I was. Here's the boss, Ragaroth. And he's pretty much the same as Megara. You want to wait for him to put his tail back, you want to dodge that, and then just kill him. He doesn't appear to have any eyes either, which is unfortunate. Oh, the other thing I want to get as well, if I can, and I may give up before I find the blueprint for this one, but the Rings of Elemental Balance are also available for sale from this guy. So if I could get one or both of those at the same time while I'm in there, that would be ideal. We'll see how many times I have to reset this merchant in order to get the things that I want. Also, I'll just point out, Bone Scavenger's Death Grips, if you're playing a pet build, can be quite good. These ones don't appear to have the damage conversion on them that the mythical version does, so they could be quite good for leveling. Alright, so I'm up to 740,000 bits. That is, I mean, I'm going to call it enough. I hope I don't use more than that, but if I do, well, I mean, I can't, I guess. Alright, so things to note about Skeleton Key dungeons. When you pop this door, You go in, or you don't, up to you. When this door shuts, it shuts and it does not open until you exit the menu. Which means you're going to have to come fight your way through all of this again, all the way to the door. You have to get to the Ancient Grove, fight through all of this, and you're going to have to pay another key to open it again. So be very sure, when you open this door, that you want to go in now, because this is going to be kind of your one and only chance. So we're going to go in here, and I'm pretty much not going to actually be doing this dungeon. So there's a lot in here. One of the first things to note is that there could be an albino manticore in here. If you're playing on ultimate difficulty and you're level 94 or higher, you do want to make sure you kill that, because there is a chance for a very nice blueprint from it. That is, I think it's Deathstalker. It summons a manticore pet that has an aura that shreds physical resistance, so pretty much any build that does physical damage as its main damage type, you're going to want that as your relic. So that's the first thing to note. Second thing is, obviously there are bosses in here that are dropping various monster infrequents. So I just came in here with the Spellbinder, killed Slathzar because I wanted the metal to convert Panetti's over to Aether damage. So there's stuff like that as well. And the other thing in here is Vinelton. Vinelton is obviously the merchant that I'm here to see, and you can see him just up here. He's already on the map. The other thing I'll mention is that just over here, there is an area here that the door will actually close and lock you in, and they're going to throw waves of monsters at you. The entry, I think you have to go up this way. But I'm not going to do that. You can. And there's a fancy chest in there, but I'm not going to bother. Up to you if you want to. I'm just here for the blueprints. So I'm going to go and talk to Vinelton here. And pretty much every time I've checked, since I've been paying attention to it, the Prismatic Diamond is available on this first page somewhere. Well, there's the Shard of Baranath, which, yep, we'll take that. Actually, how much was it? So 36,000 for the Shard of Baranath, which is very good. Okay, you don't get guaranteed Prismatic Diamond on here. So, do I want any of this stuff? Ugden Juice is actually pretty good to have. 90,000 bits. I'm probably not going to buy that just yet. Let's have a look at the rings. Puncturing the Aether? No, none of that looks particularly amazing. Prismatic is a lot of elemental, but otherwise no. Yeah, I'm going to say no to all the rings. I'm not even going to look at the metals because I'm using Ilgor's, so I don't need to look at that. I don't need to look at Bargol's weapons because I'm not using them. Guns, same deal. Belts, I mean, you can find triple rares here. There you go, there's one right there. Elemental, Aether Convert to Elemental is not horrible for this build, but I'm unlikely to be using any of these. Even this triple rare, I don't really want it. I'd rather have the level 50, or actually I think that's a level 35 belt. So I probably won't be checking any of this except for the rings. So how to reset it is basically you run down here to the door, you go through the door, and you count to 10, or 12, it doesn't have to be 10, but count to some arbitrary number around about 10. And then you come back in, you run over, and you talk to him, and he'll have new stuff. So let's just jump out here. And then 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Can I even actually leave here? You don't want to leave, by the way.
I can't open that.
There you go. But even if you could leave, don't. But we're not trying to leave. So that's been about a 10 count. It's probably more, but whatever. It's enough. So now we run all the way back up here. And this is where it would be good to have a movement rune that was not one that required a target. But I don't have that, so we're just going to hoof it. You can use evade if you want. This doesn't actually meaningfully speed up movement, but makes people feel better. Okay, so Prismatic Diamond. There's another 36,000. These are the two main ones that I was looking for. However, I do also want to get my hands on... These are all very similar blueprints. I do want to get my hands on one of the blueprints for the elemental balance rings. So I'm going to reset this a couple more times. I'm going to pause the recording so you don't have to watch me doing it. But yeah, I'll bring you back when I find something interesting, or if I find the blueprint, or just when I give up. So yep, I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, so this is me giving up. I haven't found the blueprint for the elemental balance rings. I've reset him, I think, 9 or 10 times now. That's fine. I've had enough. I'm giving up at this point. I will show you this other ring here that I found as well. This is not a horrible ring. Lightbringers of the Hurricane. Flat percentage lightning damage, percentage elemental damage, a lot of really nice resistances, and a lightning bolt. But if you have a look at the cost for it, it's almost 300,000 bits. So this is what I was talking about when I mentioned at the start that you want to come in here with money. So I had enough money to buy two of these rather. But I actually didn't find any particular rings that struck me as being impressive enough, I guess we'll call it, to buy it. So I'm happy with the Shard of Baranath and a Prismatic Diamond. So I'm going to go ahead and learn those and then exit the menu. You can go ahead and get out however you prefer, if you're going to finish the dungeon or not. This is the way I'm going to do it. Right, so I want to go ahead and make both of those. Now, let me have a look here. That is not enough. I think I need 12 of these. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 12 chthonic seals of binding that I'm going to need to make the arcane spark for the prismatic diamond. So let's just double check. Arcane spark. Yes, it is 12. So I'm going to need 12 of those. I'm also going to need a radiant gem, which means I need a molten shell, or a molten skin, a rigid shell, or is it a skin? No, it's a shell this time, and a dense fur. So got one of those. That will get me my radiant gem. I think it's also a Wrathstone. Yeah, Wrathstone. So let's go ahead and throw one of those together. And so I just need 6 chthonic seals of binding now to make the arcane spark. And then I'll have everything I need to make the prismatic diamond. The Baranath shard here. I also need a blessed steel, for which I need imbued silver. 1, 2, 3 of those. 1 blessed steel. Is it Oleron's? Oleron's blood. Okay, I actually need a lot of seals of binding as well. So Baranath here. Yep, I need Oleron's blood. Anything else we need for Oleron's? Nope. So, alright, I need 12 seals of binding. And the best place, in my opinion, to get those is over here at the Astrakhan Valley. So when you get to the Astrakhan Valley here, you're going to have a couple of crystals you can beat down. Because you can never have enough Aether Crystals, that is for sure. And then if we head over here, you'll see this Tomb of Korvac down here. It is absolutely infested with cultists, and we want to just go in there and murder them to death. Okay, I usually go down that way. I'm going to take a little bit of a detour here. We're going to clear out the whole area. Now, I have got 17 Chthonian seals from this place one time before. That is incredibly lucky. Also, just not going to happen. But the more of these idiots you kill, the more chance you have of getting some. So we're just going to murder all of them. And then hopefully we'll get... I mean, it seems like sort of 6-ish is average. Just a number I made up based on a guess of the number that I get on average. But something like 6 is probably what I would expect to get for a full clear run through here. So I'll probably have to do this place 2, maybe 3 times. So far we've cleared about half of it. I've only got 1 though, so that's not looking very promising. But the second half here does generally drop most of them, or at least more of them. Now I'm not really too interested in the undead side of this. I'm also kind of not really interested in any of these Bloodsworn MIs, but they are in the way, let's say, so we'll get rid of them. There's another one. Yeah, a little bit concerned. Ordinarily, I would expect to have had a couple more by now. But it is what it is. They will either drop or they won't, and I'm just going to keep murdering these things until I get 12 that I need, so this could take a little while. That's alright, we'll get there in the end. So I'm kind of expecting 1, maybe 2 more at this point. I don't think the drop rate's been nerfed at all, it's just I'm getting unlucky. Another Houndmaster's book. I seem to get those a lot. Houndmasters of rubbish, usually. The second, or the suffix, has been not good on a lot of these. Okay, I'm mostly looking for the humanoids here. These summoned demons don't really seem to drop much of anything useful. Alright, that's it. So first run is now complete. And I managed to get a whopping 2. Not exactly promising, but that's alright. We go again. And same deal, Astrakhan Valley. We're gonna vendor all this stuff first. I'm not expecting any of this to be any good, so I'm not even going to check it, which might be a mistake. I probably should check it, but I'm not going to. And you can't make me. You're not my dad. Okay, so again, Aether Crystals, because you can't possibly have enough of them. And they're just kind of sitting there. I mean, it'd be rude not to. And then back over here for the cultists. More bits. Definitely not a bad thing to have bits available. Again, we continue with the Necromancer bar here. Hey, there's one. First guy I killed. Let's see if we can't keep that good luck run going. There's 2. This is a bit more like, well, this is a little bit too lucky now. But I would expect probably 1 or 2 in that first little section. Sometimes you can get a couple out the front as well. I would not be surprised to have 1 or 2 before I come in here on a lucky run. That might be the end of my luck, though. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what drops, I guess. Sheltering of Destruction. Hey, there's another one. So this, I would say, is more of a normal kind of run in terms of luck. I would expect probably 4 to 6 on an average run would be my guesstimate. There's another one. What are we up to now? Is that 6? 7. There's 8, so 9. There's another Houndmaster's Bloodsworn Codex. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of those lately. Good for pet builds if you're into that sort of thing. Obviously, I'm aware a lot of people are not into that sort of thing, but those people are wrong. No, I mean, you enjoy what you enjoy, and there's no way around that. What are we up to now? 11. I just picked up another one, so I just need 1 more. I imagine the game is going to do game things and not drop me the last one, so we'll probably have to reset and come back in. That's fine. What do we got now? 9 out of this run? This is a pretty lucky run. would have sworn there was another cultist there. Guess he summoned those as he died. That's fine. Alright, we'll just head down underneath the bridge, pop that little chest open, and I don't think I can get to that section. That's blocked off, that's blocked off. Yeah, okay, we're done. So, I was right. Just Grim Dawn doing Grim Dawn things. Now we have to reload and do it again. Let's just double check. I needed 12, so I do need one more. So we'll go in here, we'll go again until we get the 12th, and then we'll come back and do a little bit of crafting. Now, it would have been nice to get the elemental balance rings as well. You can get either or both of the blueprints in there. I was probably just going to look for one of them and then leave, but I ran out of patience before I found one. If you just get the blueprint for one of them, you can craft two and then transmute the weaker of the two into the other item, and you're guaranteed for it to be the other item when you transmute it. So that was the plan. I'm kind of expecting that I will get one of the blueprints just from doing, random totems, killing random heroes. There we go, there's another seal of binding. Alright, we're done here. I'm not going to hang around and clear the place just because I can. Right, so we don't need that anymore. Hang on. Yeah, keep the item. That is unfortunately going to uncap our Aether resistance. But yeah, whatever. It's fine. Actually, I should also take the component off of one of these weapons. Which one of these is better? I'm going to say that one's better. Keep the item. I'll have to head out to the rovers and get another augment again, but yeah, it's whatever. Okay, so components, and we want Baroneth, for which we need an Oleron. So there's Oleron's blood. We'll also need an Arcane Spark. Why am I 6 short? I just went and got 12. Okay. Nope, that's fine. Shard of Baroneth. Done. Put that on our sword. And now we can also... Let's see what cold damage relics we have available. Death Chill's probably the better option. Do we have any resistances on this? Poison and acid. Yeah, it's fine. Death Chill is almost certainly going to be the better option here. The aura, yeah, I love that aura. Okay, Death Chill's the one I want. Yeah, so Manticore Eye, Death Chill bolts, Silver Core bolts. Death Chill, Silver Core needs 4 silvers. Death Chill, we need a Glacier, for which we need a Molten Skin. So, 1 Glacier, and then we need 2 Manticore Eyes and 6 more. Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. I'm not going to get killed out there. I'm going to go kill a bunch of stuff, but... Okay, we now have the Baroneth's Fury. So, Troll Rage gives you 7 charge levels, goes up to 110% bonus. Baroneth's Fury gives you 7 charges, up to 110% bonus. Same. 124% main hand instead of 118 means we get a damage boost. And then this one is 141 physical, minus offensive ability, and 10 attack speed. Baroneth's Fury is basically a whole bunch of elemental damage, 60 or 120% to cold damage, but also to all and elemental damage, and a bit of physical, so this is considerably better. What it does mean is we need to take Rumor here and put it on Baroneth's Fury, and at that point we can just take this one off and use Glacier, which, I mean, it's a little bit of extra cold damage instead of the physical from this one. We lose some physique, we lose some poison res that we weren't using anyway. It's all fine. There we go. Alright, back to murdering cultists, I guess. I thought I was done, but apparently I can't count to 18. So 6 more. 6 more and then we're actually done. So we're building up charges of Baroness Fury now. It is the less bad option, shall we say. All of the mastery-based default auto attack replaces, or default attack replaces, I should say, all of them are going to be better than Baroness Fury. But we don't have one available to us, so we just kind of have to use Baroness or the Troll Rage. But Baroness is just better. No two ways about it. So, did I get one? I did, and a lore note. Lovely. Damage appears to have picked up a little bit. Not much, but you know, a little bit. There's another one, which is nice. Help, I'm being nuked. There's another one. I'm pretty happy with the drops so far. 2 more required. 1 more required. We actually done? Yay, we're actually done. Okay. So now we're actually done with this part. I do also want to get my hands on some more Manticore Eyes, so the easiest way to do that is to go and kill Mogara.
Hey, got any more scrap metal?
No scrap metal for you. What is it I needed? Arcane Spark, wasn't it? Yep, there we go. And then Prismatic Diamond. Of course I'm short on shards. I need 8 shards, and I can't make them. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to go kill Mogara, and then we're going to go shard hunting. 8 shards is actually 24 Aether Crystals. So, the downside of these components is they're expensive. The upside, of course, being you only have to make them once. And we will be using a Prismatic Diamond all the way to level 100. It is included in the final build that I'm planning to use. Same with the Shard of Baroneth. I'm going to use it all the way to 100. It's used in the final build, so make it once and then we keep it forever. And more importantly, we use it forever. Okay, we are looking for Manticore eyeballs while we're out here. So, Manticore Waste Stalkers, all these guys, they all need to die. The ones with the white names are very unlikely to have eyeballs. They're all blind. But the Waste Stalkers, the yellow names, I believe, is 3 or 5% chance to drop. You're going to kill a lot of them before you get a single eyeball. But they actually have a decent-ish chance to drop. It's certainly not amazing, but it's decent-ish. There we go. The black heart here didn't drop me one. I think the heroes are like 15, 20%. I want to say 15. But generally speaking, you're going to have to kill a lot of these. To get 3 eyeballs out of Megara, I would expect to kill Megara probably 6 or 7 times. Unfortunately, we only need 2, and there's also a decent number of heroes around here. I'm watching Megara's tail for that spike, or for the Sunder, rather. She's getting healed from somewhere, probably them, but see if there's any priests or goblin shaman around. Oops, and I just screwed up trying to dodge that. There we go. Okay, no eyeballs, no of the Grove, which I'm actually happy about, because I never want to see that, except when I'm playing a soldier. Alright, now we reset, and we go again. Now I also, like I said, need some Aether Crystals, so what I'm going to do is... I think these ones should still be doable. These may stop leveling around 40, 45, something like that. I'll just check these ones. We have got Aether Crystals. They are level 37. There's no way. Yeah, no. That's fine. We'll come up here to the Astrakhan Valley. There's guaranteed 2 here. You can sometimes get more. But I guess probably the best place is the Malmouth City outskirts. So let's head over there. The outskirts rift. And then if we run back out onto the plains, there's actually a decent chunk of them between sort of here, so all through this section and all through this top section here. We'll probably get a couple. Also, there is these things, which are also made out of Aether Shards, so we can kill a few of those as well. I'm not really interested in fighting most of these. Obviously, the guys that are made out of Reputation are definitely worth hitting, but otherwise, kind of who cares. There is an Aether Crystal down here near the Devotion Shrine. So we'll hit those. There's also actually a couple over here, which you could go and get. We can go through the building from memory. So if we just run through here, down here, there should be a couple over here. Yep, here we go. I was kind of expecting more than one. I guess 2 is more than 1. But yeah, I was definitely expecting more than that. That's fine. I'm getting Aether Shards here, so I'm happy. Ethereal Missive is also pretty good. Who are you? Mage. Okay, there's another one. So I need 8 shards, and I've picked up 3. And also, where's the crystals? Hello, crystals? I know I picked up... There we go, 6. Okay. So, every 3 crystals is a shard. And I've got 2 shards worth of crystals. Just hit... Okay, hang on. Hold that thought, boys. Hold that thought, I'll be right back. We just hit Honored with the Black Legion, which is very, very important, because it gives us even more crafting stuff to make. No, that's not why. But the Writ, and also I do want to get the Legion Waistguard here, so that is the level 50. Actually, I thought it was 55, but higher level belt, which we definitely are going to want to make a few of. Alright, I'm going to go back to where I was originally planning to go, because I think that the top right side of that area is farmed out.
Can't do that yet.
Well, actually, looking at the map, I've been everywhere, so yes, that is absolutely going to be mined out. So we'll head over here. There may be one crystal up here, doesn't look like it. But if we just make our way outside the city, there's going to be a bunch of them. There's also a few more ethereal sentinels. We could do a lap of the Steel Cap district. We could also go out into the Candle district, because there's a decent chunk of them out there. Ethereal Sentinel. Definitely enjoy killing those things. They usually drop shards, from what I've seen. They can drop clusters, but usually they're going to drop shards. What are we up to? 5 plus 3. That should be 8. Just get a couple extra. Because we kind of made our way out here. Should be able to find a couple more. I say is there's just none. There we go. And then, yep, in between, we can kind of spin the camera. There's another one. Spin it back. You can just walk along this entire edge here, but this is the section I was thinking of. Alright, that'll do us.
I can't do that.
Alright, one more. I think that's probably enough. Let's go kill Megara. I still need 2 more Manticore Eyes for the Death Chill relic. We will be making, I think, is it Bane? Bane might be the Purifier relic I was looking at earlier. Might be Nemesis, actually. I forget.
That skill's not ready.
I'll have to look at the plan again, but for now I want Death Chill. Ideally I want something with +1 Nightblade skills, but the only +1 Nightblade relic I have available is... it's a piercing one. It might be worth using anyway, to save myself from farming Megara. Let's just have a quick look here.
I do the best I can with what I've got.
Nightblade. Yeah, Slaughter. Still need these. I need Geel for that one, which I don't have, so I have to kill Megara anyway. But, what was it? I needed the...
Do the best I can with what I've got.
It's Prismatic Diamond. Yeah, 2 more Aether Shards. So, 1, 2... Apparently I had way more than I thought I did. Prismatic Diamond on the helmet. There we go. So the reason you want this is the Prismatic Rage there. That 130 damage absorption, that is not a shield that you get one time when you go below half. That is 130 damage subtracted off of every single instance of damage. So if someone hits you, for example, with Baroneth's Fury here, it's 130 less physical damage, 130 less pierce damage, 130 less cold damage, less fire, less lightning. It's each individual instance of damage. It's really, really good. So it's similar to the Blast Shield, which is basically the best circuit breaker in the game, in my opinion. But it's really good to have, especially on hardcore. So, pretty happy to get that. The Death Chill, I think I'm going to farm this off camera because we're already pushing an hour and 20. So, I am actually going to call that the end of this episode. So, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.